Hi and welcome back to Switch and Lever. So, to make a long story short, I got a knife from a company in China called for the purpose of doing a review. After having a look at the knife and doing some research, I simply cannot bring myself to do a review of it, nor to spend any more time reviewing low-quality Chinese knockoffs. But more on that later. But to humor you and do a super quick overview. The brand, as much as it can be called a brand, is Piranha. Looking at the knife, it's a simple folding pocket knife, with a big finger hole in the front, a big clip on the back side, and a second serrated blade folding out on the opposite side. The blades fold anything but smoothly, almost like there is sand on the bearing surfaces. Looking a bit closer at the knife, it kind of reminds me of something. Could it be? Yup. It's essentially a really bad copy of a Gerber Mini Remix 2. The Gerber knife is currently discontinued, but looking at pictures online, it's very easy to see the extreme difference in build quality. Anyhow, enough negativity. Let's take a trip through the workshop, take the knife apart, strip it down, and see if we can do something to make this train wreck into something a little bit better. There we are, a spruced up knife with wooden scales and a much nicer grip comfort. With a bit of cleaning and lubing, the blade slides out much easier as well. Even though I can't quite wrap my head around the usefulness of the hole, it still is a fun feature to twiddle the knife around with. The wood used is curly birch and just coated with a simple matte polyurethane varnish. But I digress, let's move on to the most important test, cutting paper. Yeah, no. So you can definitely dress up a pig, even take it to the dance, but try cutting paper with a dull knife and you'll still fail. The point is, if the steel of the knife blade is crap, it doesn't matter how much you work on the rest of the knife. Get a good proper knife to begin with instead. I don't really have a problem with Chinese merchandise per se, but when you buy something for pennies on the dollar, you really should expect the quality to go along with the price, and you get something that will just end up in the trash before long. I truly hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe and throw me a comment on what you'd like to see next. Also, make sure to check out some other videos from Switch and Lever. It truly helps to make the channel grow. Heck, even tell a friend if you have one. Also follow along on Instagram, there's lots of cool stuff there as well. Until next time!